Okay, we are about to give. I really don't want to do this. We're about to give Loomis these girly magazines. I guess if it gets us the evidence closet, then it's good enough for me, but still.
There isn't like an alternative path through this game, is there? You can't like avoid all the really awful stuff. No.
I I honestly doubt it. I mean, there are some conversations we can avoid, but like the ones we go out of our way to get anyway.
Oh,
Oh,
wonderful.
oh, by George. Oh, by Jiminy.
Sorry. Oh, bye, Jiminy.
Oh,
Wow. Yikes.
Can I have it?
oh God. Just for asking like that, I'm hesitant, but you know we gotta do this.
Sigh.
Oh, oh, thank you, Steve. Excuse me, kiddo. Gotta go check the jail for clean towels.
Ew. Oh,
Cut the
Loomis.
scene. Cut the scene, please. Cut the scene.
We haven't watched this.
Please.
It's all
Please.
it's all good. It's all good.
Oh, it's all over. Boy, narrowly
Now,
dodged that one.
yeah. Now about that drawer, what can we grab from here? There's the key, the obvious thing we need. But what's this other stuff? We got thumbtacks, pencils, nothing at all up there. We got
Do we need the pencil? We have a pen. It makes sense they
we
would go
have
together.
checkbook, sounds good, and a barely legible note, sounds good. I think that was everything we needed. Yes. Okay. Well, we might as well check out the stuff we got in our inventory. Oh no, no, you fooled the dog. All right. Okay.
We should
Where is
probably
it?
hurry up. I don't want to be here when Loomis gets back from his business. I mean, he might be in there for a while, but like,
Yeah. Well, let's check the note anyway. Sheriff, if you think I'm going to keep uh
paying this
yeah,
forever?
paying this forever, okay, you are
You are
crazy.
crazy.
There are limits, Boyle. Oh, Boyle's the guy at the post office.
Oh man, the sheriff's bribing himself.
Well, let's see.
The same actor, anyway.
Yeah. Well, checkbook. How about this? This is hard to read now. Deposit Boyle. $1,256. Deposit Boyle. Same. Deposit Boyle. Same. Deposit Boyle. Same. What's this? Check
That's
to
that's like
Edna's.
that's like 1990s money.
Yeah, this is 50s, man. This is crazy. Check out. There's a check to Edna's. Deposit Boyle. Deposit Boyle. Deposit WHAR. 15,000.
Wow.
We haven't gotten to that point yet, but we'll get there. Deposit Boyle again. Tulips, ammunition, one crate of shells, I think, and then it says tax deductible. And deposit Boyle. God, Boyle is paying out the ass.
But there are limits.
Yeah, there are limits, man. This is crazy. Anyway, which is the evidence room? Is this the evidence room?
Don't ask me.
Uh, door's locked. Let's go with that then.
The one that we just got the key to is likely locked. Yes, that's
Yeah,
reasonable.
hopefully. Ka-ching! Dead animation, dead animation. Hopefully it's the evidence room and not the jail. Okay, good.
Okay, this is better.
All sorts of evidence. We got the painting, one of Loomis's late relatives. Ugh. File cabinet, unsolved cases, fire hydrant. It helps the sheriff. This prop helps the sheriff meet his parking tickets quota.
Really? That's ridiculous.
What a dick. That's really corrupt. There's only 51 people and you're screwing with them, they'll catch on. The cabinet, plainly empty. Padlock, slightly tarnished finish. The shelf, a nifty evidence shelf. Examine the toast, really. The most improbable of all murder weapons, toast.
I wanna investigate that mystery.
Clearly it was toast. What? A VW engine, rusted the core, the bear, a fuzzy bear, wielding a chainsaw? Whoa!
How subversive.
To the plane, a 1/48 inch scale B-17 model,
So isn't that the same
binoculars.
one from our bedroom?
We have similar planes. I'm not sure if it's the same model though.
Okay,
But
well
we
we'll
do
we'll,
have 1/17 scale and stuff like that, or 1/48 scale, whatever.
we'll remember that for later.
Yeah, definitely. The
Examine the
beer
beer.
the beer's empty except for tar sediment. The cap, a baseball cap too small to fit a normal sized head.
Check the
All right.
mannequin.
All right. The doll. Not surprisingly, Loomis just has tainted this evidence.
Oh,
Ugh.
okay. Well, that's something I regret suggesting already.
Ugh, God. The fridge. From the smell of it, you wouldn't want to open the refrigerator. The
Loomis
dartboard.
tainted that one too.
I hope not. The dartboard is riddled with holes and crimson smears. The Santa hat, a vital clue in the mysterious Jolly Fat Man murder spree. We got a camera, Instashot camera, point and click, and we can actually take it.
Oh, that we can take. Not all these actually legitimately interesting things, just the camera.
Yeah. The shaving kit, missing its razor, which is a little shady. The hat. He
That's
did not
shady
like.
as opposed to everything else.
Well, I like this one. He did not like green eggs and Cam, so they killed him.
His dialogue was clearly written by the same guy who wrote the tombstones in the
Yeah, the
graveyard.
Elmers and the Robbie Williams. We got Harvest as his own brand of smokes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's very specific. A lawn dart. This makes sense. They're illegal. Sneakers, bloody sneakers, which we can take. Remember Jimmy James
Yes, he
wanted.
needed sneakers all the way back at the beginning.
Yep, and the gas can, which is what we're actually here for.
Well, that must have been involved in the. We got a clue that was involved in the arson case, so that actually seems
Exactly.
important.
Yeah, that's the main thing we came to get. And now we've examined literally everything, so we can head out.
I wonder if those sneakers were
Oh,
confiscated from Jimmy James in the first place.
Where's Luz? Come
Oh
around.
God.
ew,
Oh,
ew. That face.
stab you. Wait, no, 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 no.
Just look at this.
I love how there's discretion here where they cut away where he's being hit by a newspaper, and not when you
Yeah,
like cut the head off the wasp woman.
yeah, that looks like one of the death scenes in I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. You just see yourself get killed off in silhouette, and here it's just like he's whacking you with a newspaper.
Yeah, well,
Bad,
Loomis is whacking something, so I think it's only fair.
yeah, take the
Yeah.
bad Loomis, bad Loomis. And now we get to head to the. Oh, a different door is locked. Hopefully it's the jail. We never have to go in there and witness that again.
I love how they make you think that they're not going to show him jerking off, like
Yeah,
by cutting
nope,
the scene at the right
nope.
time, and then later they show him anyway.
Ugh. Oh,
Actually, I don't love that at all. I think it's horrible, but I think it's funny that they did that to an arbitrary viewer who isn't me.
most definitely. I can't wait to see reactions for that stuff. You just watched an old man masturbating on freaking Harvester. Well, now we get to head to the
Ugh.
TV station, and that's quite the line. Examine the Indians. Oh, hey, WHAR. So that's
War.
so they're paying the sheriff $15,000,
Clearly.
and the car, a silver Tucker with a yellow interior, and the Indians, too busy drinking and smoking, they ignore you. Oh boy, what are they in line for?
Let's find out.
Yeah. And this looks a lot like the show that Hank was watching. Probably is.
Well,
Let's
this one's
talk to
actually in color.
well, let's talk to Range Rider.
Stay tuned, buckaroos. There's more to come on Range Rider's Cowboy Roundup.
This guy's got a great face.
So don't go away.
I love that guy who's just so bored with his card.
And what's your name, hombre?
Hombre.
Hombre, wow.
Well, name. My dog's name is Steve.
That's creepy as hell.
That's completely wrong.
Steve.
The man had a cue card responding to me immediately. Is this the Truman Show or what? Do we want his autograph? Sure.
Here you go, then.
Yay. Anyway, let's ask about TV violence.
Violence? What about it?
Children watch your show. Don't you think it's bad for them? Or I love it.
Let's go with number 1.
Yeah, it sticks with our, like, I mean, you said this last time, it sticks with our mindset already.
Right. Steve's kind of a prude. It seems like that anyway.
Yeah.
And low SAT scores.
Wow. As American as low SAT scores.
Gone out west and butchered innocent people to steal their land. Answer me that, Mr. Know-it-all.
But what about studies that have shown that children become more violent when watching violence?
See, this goes back to what the game was originally
Out of godless
Yeah,
heathen
commenting
engines.
on.
designed to commentate on.
See godless heathen engines on a regular basis, and if they do,
Godless
they better either
heathen
get their
engines.
eyes checked
Wow.
or do like old Range Rider and shoot the bejesus out of them, lest they want to go untreated for psychotic hallucinations or wind up with their scalps hanging from a buckskin belt.
Oh my god.
Shit! Ow!
Wow.
On a stickeroo!
Some FMV.
On a stickeroo.
So the implication is that Harvest hires Indians to come to the television station and get murdered on camera for little kids,
Yeah, he actually kills them.
leading to a generation like Jimmy James, which is constantly packing heat.
Ugh. Or Hank, who's constantly making threats.
I think Jimmy James is worse.
Yeah, he's the one who
Yeah,
actually killed us if we let it
civilization has
happen.
benefited from violence. But should violence be treated as entertainment?
Check my rating, son. Violence is entertainment. I just put it on the air. If some kid watches, that says something about the kid, not me.
That's kind of brilliant.
Excuse me, we're going back on the air.
It's funny that they chose a guy who talks very slowly and very deliberately to make that point, like he's explaining it to a child.
Yeah, it's affected in the TV voice, but yeah, the method in which he delivers it to us, like, oh boy. And now actually we can head to the back room. This is going to be important because someone mentioned this earlier. We are entering McKnight's room. The fireman mentioned something about a safe on this guy's wall. Oh, by the way, I don't think you could punch Range Rider. You can punch this guy and kill him, but once again, it all comes back to being arrested.
Yeah, the guys that don't really have interesting death animations or reactions, like Jimmy James or like the Wasp Woman, aren't really that entertaining
Yeah,
anymore.
the only thing about this guy is when you punch him, he kind of twitches a bit in the chair, which is a little like, ugh. But this is one thing that I found interesting when you examine the monitor. Very poor reception. Strange, since the broadcast originates from here, which just kind of weirds me out. And if there's an explanation for that, I don't know what it is. But we can talk.
I can't think of anything scientific that would cause that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Mr. McKnight. I own and operate this station. Have you brought me some news for tonight's broadcast, or I've lost my memory? That's news. The hell it is. You always were a kidder, Steve.
That rocks my world.
Any real news to tell me? Actually, I was just wanting to know more about the TV station. Hey, WHAR is the only television station in Harvest. Since the old Sentinel went under, what with the newspaper building burning down and all, we're golden. Nobody competes with us.
See, that's evidence that he might have been the one to burn down the newspaper building.
I mean,
So
he basically just confessed the motive to us.
Yeah, so should I say, like, wow, golly, you must be rich, or, what a coincidence?
Let's go with what a coincidence. I mean,
We
I
actually,
just want to see what his canned reaction is.
yeah, because we actually said you and your partners must be rich in our first recording attempt, and he said, like, no partners, it's just me running this whole thing, so let's see what number 2 is.
Hey now, sport, that's an irresponsible allegation. I had nothing to do with that fire. Just because WHAR may have benefited from it and I danced on the ashes a little,
Wow.
doesn't mean I
A
torched
little.
it. You can ask Sheriff Dwayne. You have any doubts?
So there you go, Dwayne must have known he burned it, that's why he's paying him off.
Clearly, asking Sheriff Dwayne will give me a trustworthy and honest response, right?
Business.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate it if you'd leave my office and don't come back.
Alright, that's fine, we've gotten all we need to get out of him. There's just one more thing, that picture of a gorgeous model, signed with Kiss My Pineapple, Red Muffy. Ugh. But, if you operate the picture, we got a wall safe. Unfortunately, we need a number combination, and we don't have that. So,
Well,
basically,
I guess we'll be back after all then.
yeah, we're watching you, McKnight. Now we get to go to a creepy place in all horror games. Not that this is necessarily a horror game, but the school.
It's pretty freaking creepy.
Yeah, it's dark as hell, but the school. So, Gain Memorial, huh? And there's that harvest symbol up there again.
Yep. Every building.
Yep. So, now that we're
Bake
in.
sale.
Yeah, yay! Can I? Looks like the bake sale will be held here. Okay. Makes sense.
Seems
Now the
awfully
principal.
innocent. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Seems awfully innocent. Yes.
Well, yeah, bake sale to school. Come on, of course, yeah.
Steve, good of you to drop by, big guy. Haven't seen you since graduation. A lot of changes, I hear.
You could say that.
Good, good. That's the nice part of my job. Turning fine young men and women out into the world, and then watching them prosper. Of course, I was able to reach more people at the old Sentinel, God bless her.
Everyone talks about the
I never
Sentinel.
got to see the results of my work up close before.
I guess I missed that. I guess he worked at the newspaper.
You know very
Maybe.
well I'm Mr. Harrell, principal of Gain Memorial. Steve, I've heard about this amnesia nonsense. I had hoped you'd be in the lodge by now, fine young fellow like yourself. But now, I think maybe you need a little more.
There's something really interesting. I'm sure that I bet there's a meaning behind the specific people who don't simply go, "You always were a kid," or Steve, and actually have a response.
Yeah, I'm
I
really
mean,
wondering.
it's the sheriff and the principal, and
Yeah,
that's about it.
pretty much, yeah. The sheriff and the principal are both calling BS on my amnesia, and everyone else is just saying, oh, you always were a kid, or even freaking McKnight. What do you think I should ask about, by the way? Sentinel, amnesia, the lodge. Well, the lodge, you know what they're going to say. Everyone says the same thing. The school itself, quality time, principal, or big guy?
Quality time.
Yeah, he did hesitate on quality time, didn't he?
What do you mean, quality time?
Some, like Miss Whaley, favor stern discipline, corporal punishment, as a means of socialization.
Socialization.
I
Hello.
Yeah.
Have a spanking.
With love.
Quality time can be such a warm, sharing experience. After just a few stations,
You'd stop the amnesia and be a fit candidate for the lodge.
Ew. Quality
Maybe-
time. Love. There's a really not particularly subtle undertone there.
Yeah, really.
big guy, borrowing some
And the
quality
greatest
time.
gift I can bestow
The
upon you
greatest
is
gift.
join the lodge at any cost. Should I ask about principal or big guy?
Well, big guy is us.
Yeah. Why does he say big guy?
Okay, sure, why not?
All right.
Why do you keep calling me big guy?
A sign of respect, lad. As principal, my station is higher than yours now, but you never know what the future holds, so you should always hedge your bets and pay tribute to your inferiors. You never know who will come to power, or who, even now, wields it behind the scenes. For all I know, you might already be a member of the order, with access to the lodge.
I love that.
If that
He's
was the
nice to
case
people in
between my
case
superiors,
they
I'd
remember
be
he
all
wasn't
that
and
much
screw him
better
over
off
later.
having shown you respect.
Yeah.
Like, that's why he calls people big guy, just so they won't ruin his life later on if they gain power. That's a little like,
I mean, especially considering I would imagine the principal is probably one of the most powerful people in the hierarchy of a 51-person town, and he's still scared of hypothetical lodge members, not even real lodge members, just people who could eventually be lodge members.
Yeah, that's a little hardcore. I mean, it's good thinking, but I mean, again, this lodge must be like insanely powerful. Now we can enter the class. One thing I rather like is that we cannot enter any of these other doors. There's only one place we can go, so it's not like the school's a maze or anything.
I guess that could be pretty annoying. I mean, adventure games do tend to do that to you, where they make you go in like a bunch of identical rooms looking for the one that has the thing that you need.
Yeah, they love that. Let's see, the projector. Carefully engineered to sound good when played underwater. Thanks.
Huh. That seems like something that would be relevant in the 50s. Sounds like something you would read off of the back of like one of those clip-out coupons in the back of a comic book.
Yeah, it really does. Make smoke with your fingertips. Look like a wizard.
Play your
Uh,
projector underwater.
yeah.
Amaze your friends.
Dazzle your enemies. Examine the paper cutouts. Even the paper cutouts look stunned and zombified. Oh, God damn it.
That's impressive.
I click one place and it makes me leave the room. Examine the students.
Okay.
The children look stunned and zombified.
Oh,
Ugh.
well, we got that a little out of order, I suppose.
Yeah. The chalkboard. A rough sketch of the lodge. Oh, I didn't look at that before.
Get them while they're young, I guess.
No kidding. How about Miss Whaley herself?
My goodness, class, this is Stephen. He used to be a student here at Gein Memorial.
Oh,
Say
Dean
hello.
Memorial.
Yeah.
They're reticent. The educator's greatest problem today is the apathy of the students.
Zombified.
Yes.
What's wrong with their
I can
heads?
tell you in one word, Stephen, discipline. Thank goodness you weren't a sulky bear. You were always a smiley bear.
Aw, smiley bear with a chainsaw.
Remember me?
I don't care. It's Smiley Bear without
So
corporal
many
punishment.
people, Stephen. They come and they go. But I can always spot those who are nice boys. You can tell from the forehead, the lobes. Right, class? I'm glad you
Yeesh.
stopped by, Stephen.
So would you care to say a few words? Not really.
I wonder if that was supposed to be subtly racist somehow.
Have any questions for me? Or shall I continue with class?
I have more questions, or I've seen. Well, I'll see if I have a few questions.
We always have questions. That's how the game works.
Yeah, we know what they're gonna say about the lodge. Probably Harvest too. But how about corporal
Corporal
punishment?
punishment.
It's corporal punishment here. I've never believed in that old adage, spare the rod and spoil the child. A rod is too thin, but a baseball bat,
Ugh.
that bridges the generation gap quite nicely.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
this one deserved an FMV. That was a little chilling.
Air raid, air raid.
The hallway, quick!
The fact that the kids have to wear the dunce cap while they're obviously bleeding from the head, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's brutal as hell. And so is this scene, by the way. Look at that bat. That thing's been used many times.
If an A-bomb hits,
Yep, it's a real prop and not just something they CGI'd up for the dunce cap FMV.
If an A-bomb hits, what good is ducking and covering? Nope. Screw
Excellent
you.
question. Wow.
They make it goofy, but then... Ugh. Oh my god. That camera angle. It's terrifying.
That face. I'm gonna see that one.
You will see that in your nightmares.
Thank you.
You tell me.
Can you tell me anything about Harvest? It was founded by the Order of the Harvest. Why? You'd have to ask them. Okay, and then the lies, you know what they're gonna say.
I'm assuming that was some kind of parody. You know, the kid was asking intelligent questions in the 50s when kids were supposed to be indoctrinated in school. Like,
Yeah, that was one of the questions that I imagine more people ask. Like, are we really gonna avoid? Like Lewis Black said it. Like, we're gonna avoid a fireball by like ducking and covering under a wooden desk. Really? Now we could actually move on to the meat plant. Maybe we could
oh
see what
boy,
Mr. Boston was freaking raving about all goddamn day. Harvest Meats. A red brick building with a horrible stench coming from within. Oh, I feel good about this one. Okay, this place is hideous. What do
though
we
to be
have?
fair, a slaughterhouse is supposed to look disgusting. I mean, this is the closest thing to a realistic depiction we've had in this game so far.
That is a good point, but this place doesn't look so sanitary. And the cats? I don't know. Let's see, the barrels. Whatever's in these barrels smells extremely bad.
Fair enough.
Eh, I'll buy it. Carcasses of several small animals.
Carcassonne. Those don't look that small.
Carcassonne, wow, who's gonna get that? And yeah, they
People
do
who
have
play
like,
Carcassonne.
alright, fine. Examine the meat. Freshly cut meat. Well, yeah, I'm watching him cut it. The splotch. This used to be a kitty cat. Ugh.
Spoiler alert.
Oh god. And this other one's pawing at the blood. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's not subtle. It's basically just outright tells you the meat in the plant is made from cats.
Yeah. Well, let's go talk to our buddy Pat O'Reilly.
Steve, how's your father? Is he better?
Uh, about the same, I guess.
He's been away from work for weeks. And when I call your house, your mother won't let me talk to him.
I haven't seen him either.
This is a fine kettle of fish, I must say.
I love that
Though I am
expression.
glad to see you taking an interest in the business in your dad's absence.
Who are you?
Oh, Steve, I didn't want to believe that amnesia hokum. Now you're saying you don't remember your pal Pat O'Reilly?
All right,
How could I forget a good?
this guy must be important too because he hasn't pulled the "you're such a kidder, Steve." Or, you always were a kidder.
That is true. Yeah, just about everyone and his brother's been doing that. Yeah. How about those cats? What the hell is this?
What's with all the cats? This a slaughterhouse or a kennel?
Oh, them? They eat the scraps, that's all.
Can it be
Yeah.
both?
Look at. Isn't there some kind of
No,
health
Steve.
department that
They
keeps
are the
tabs on these
scraps.
things?
Are you going to work at the health department, Steve? Or here?
Was that supposed to be cute? I have no idea.
Here, of course. Or should I say you seem defensive? I wonder why.
Oh, we're working here, right? Let's stay on his good side. He's got a cleaver. We've got what? What do we have in our inventory right now? An axe? I forget what weapons we have right now.
Pitchfork, I think. Although now that you mention it, no, not a pitchfork. Yeah. Although now that you mention it, though, if you attack him, he will fight back and he will kill you.
I figured as much.
Yeah. So I'll play
Here,
him.
look at this angry.
We'll be
Yeah.
very
See, now he
happy.
looks happier. Look at that.
My point was only, you shouldn't allow animals in the food processing area, right?
We don't let them get into the meat. That's unsanitary. The health department wouldn't stand for it. There's things you don't know about the family business, but you'll learn.
Learn very quickly.
I guess about that family business.
You may come to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach.
And a strong stomach.
That's lovely.
That's
A lot of times, when I'm finished scrubbing up and digging the bits of intestine out from my fingernails, I must confess I don't have much appetite for red meat.
So matter of fact about it.
It's one of the principal food groups, and you've got to have it. So when you can do this all day and help yourself to a juicy red steak afterwards, then by golly, you can call yourself a butcher.
Or meat.
Of course, amnesia would certainly help that.
I just love these
wouldn't it?
quick cuts. Speaking of, we really want the meat for Potsdam, I
Come to
guess.
think of it,
Well, I mean, he's been asking about it. I don't know if I want to give him anything.
where
Ugh.
do you keep the animals?
Does it matter? The end product is all the customer cares about, Steve.
Ugh.
And we only carry the finest meat.
Relatively
Only
speaking.
the juiciest cut.
Finest unsanitary meat.
Yeah, that fly.
You take
That
over,
fly.
you'll realize the importance
Oh
of
god,
making
stop showing that.
Come
cutting
on.
costs. We know what we're doing here,
What's with
Steve.
all the FMVs in this little area?
And they're all really quick.
And gross.
Yes.
Oh god, not the lodge again. That's awesome.
Profit, Steve.
Yeah, I love that.
No freebies for anyone. But seeing how you're his son, if you'll bring written permission from your father, I'll give you the meat.
I love how we need written permission to get meat.
They're so intense about
Glorious is that. You can't buy it at the general store.
Yeah, speaking of which, I think we got the meat permission slip.
Written permission slip.
I like
Nice.
how formal it is. Under no circumstances or any parties not mentioned in this recipients to receive Harvest Meats. I blank do hereby give my full permission to blank to receive a grade 3 product from Harvest Meats.
It's also fairly obvious it's just cat meat, so it's not like it's like high quality produce that they're, a product rather.
You promised me dog or higher.
We did see a cow in the opening sequence. I guess that's the one cow in Harvest, and they don't feel like killing it.
Yeah, population, 1 cow. Now it's 0 cows.
Aw.
And now we'll go to an even more exciting place. A freaking missile base.
Oh, I can't wait.
A missile base.
Look at that
He's
guy.
he's half the man he used to be.
He could have been born like that. He could be exactly the man he used to be. You don't know that.
Actually, well, we will. You'll see. And this guy's Colonel Buster Monroe. He's the one who set off the air raid sirens. And we got nuclear missiles.
Nuclear.
Yeah, at least nuclearly say. So yeah, Harvest has nukes. Population 51.
Oh, who goes there?
They tell me my name is Steve.
All right. Section 21. Keep your distance, son. I wouldn't want to have to blow your head off.
That makes 2 of us.
So you're
Steve.
the amnesiac, huh? Just another draft-dodging ploy, the way I see it. But at least you're not an alien. You see their ships every now and then. Sometimes Swill bags one in the woods.
Yeah, that did happen.
Who are you?
Colonel Buster
Even this
Monroe.
guy acknowledges.
Commander-
The guy,
He's supposed to sound crazy, I guess, but we've actually seen the alien head mounted on the wall, so we know that he's perfectly right
Like
to be
red,
paranoid.
pink.
These are nuclear missiles?
He looks so shocked.
Every one of them ready to rain death on the Ruskies. All I gotta do is hit the button and blammo! The price of vodka goes through the roof. Along with the vodka.
Oh man.
Well,
So
I
witty.
suppose you have, safeguards against accidents.
Safeguards. Don't be such a weak sister. There are no safeguards. This is the 50s.
that's genius.
Then-
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Sole control
Say
of
no
the
more.
missiles.
That's right. Been in charge here since WW2. When I got my lower torso shot off in the war.
All right, so you were right.
Heavyweights in Washington wanted
Oh,
to
this
stick
just goes
me
on for a
behind
while.
desk.
It's saying he was too emotionally
That's why
unstable to
they gave
continue
me
in the
this nice
military.
cushy-
Now what we really want to... Nuclear holocaust. Huh. About that.
Right.
Son, when you've had your buddy shot in half, you know a thing or two about fear.
Etc.
Oh, sure, I can't write my name in the snow.
That's what he's upset about. That's what he misses.
Live
Well-
grips, colostomy bags, and so on.
Ugh.
The pain is hardly what I'd call constant. I have my good days when I pass out completely.
God damn.
We're never
That's what I want.
more than we're
You know,
Yeah.
the guy who's in charge of the nuclear missiles passing out for a full day.
dying nuclear
Yeah.
holocaust. But nobody would die who wasn't going to die anyway, sooner or later.
God.
And the rest of us, why, we'd take a little R&R at the old radiation bunker, climb out in 2 weeks, and go back to work.
Hit
Fresh
2
and
weeks,
ready.
that'll do it.
That's exactly how long it takes for radiation to disperse. Especially radiation from all those missiles.
Oh my god.
Take me a nice vacation. Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't?
Why you shouldn't kill us all? I could say, no reason I can think of, Colonel, blast away. Or it would be nice, but we gotta follow orders. I'm gonna not have him kill us all.
You're right, soldier.
Oh, but that would...
Sorry.
it would end the game pretty fast, I guess.
It would.
It's really more preferable than spending more time in Harvest, I guess.
Yeah,
Harvest
speaking of
is a
which, he
fine
talks
town.
about Harvest, but he talks about the Lodge and how even he finds the Lodge shady. So, I'm telling you, I'm going to
That
join the
might work out
Lodge,
for the-
but...
I think you should join the lodge, infiltrate it, and report back on any Red sympathizers. Your report could affect my decision.
Right? So that sounds good.
So
Bye.
this is the only guy we know who has, like, nothing to do with the
No.
regular part of Harvest and the Lodge. He's just here incidentally with a bunch of nukes.
Yeah. Also, I love that. Remember, duck and cover. That just cracks me up. I'm
Don't
sorry.
forget the zip code.
Hey, don't forget to post your zip code. Alright. Yeah, now speaking of ending the game quickly, let's just run right past him.
Yeah, about that nuclear holocaust. Check it out. Those special effects. Oh man.
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah, the button is stationed right underneath the lower part of his torso. All he has to do is, like, lower his arms.
Oh god.
And the nukes go off. That's horrifying.
You see a mushroom cloud in the eye. Wow, game over, bitch. Well, that's one way to end the game.
Happy times.